Hi friend, pardon the appearance. I did not feel like putting on a real bra today, so this is what you've got. Whew, excuse me. Okay, so today I thought, like I said, for the event that I'm going to be doing, I'm going to in a few weeks. One of the projects that I really wanted to work on, let me just fix this real quick, there we go. One of the projects I wanted to work on was making a bag. And in my last video, I did show what the bag looked like. And I tried a mock-up today, and I'll show it to you now. Sorry, you get tank top me today. This is what it looks like. And it's like cool. There's like I saw like a brand on Pinterest make it, and I really like the shape and everything. And I think with some structure, it could be really cool, but I don't know. Part of me is like not feeling it. Maybe it's like too angular or something, but I want something that gives like a reticule vibe. So what I think I want to do is I want to make a slightly smaller one that doesn't have a built-in handle, and also is kind of like that like special occasion bag shape. So what that means is I do want to make another design. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take some inspiration from the old Pinterest, trying to dodge and like lop away any AI slop, and let's see what we come up with. By the way, I've been really craving bodysuits, but for some reason, like they don't make any with like plus sized shapes like really in mind. Like they're just kind of like straight sizes made slightly bigger, and it's just kind of like annoying because if I have to try to put on some snaps yet again, I'm not doing it. So as a result, I am trying out wearing a bathing suit as a bodysuit. And when I tell you, baby, I'm into it. I need more swimsuits now. So not just for like swimwear, but just to like wear as bodysuits. Let me see. I'm just like, see if I can just do bags. I've been seeing a lot of like beaded bags, and I'm really inspired by old like O'Keeffe silhouettes. The urge to put just like a really vaginal looking flower on a bag is real high for me. So I kind of like this sky, this blue one here, that's cool. And let's see, I mean, this knotted bag is really nice. I want something that can like, that I can close with a magnet or a drawstring. I'm in love. Can you see this? This like sunflower one. This one I'm obsessed with. It's so gorgeous. Okay. Ooh, there was a t-shirt bag that was just next to it too that I really like. And I kind of want something that's like small-ish, but is on the verge of like being a little bit more elevated rather than like dainty. So I'm gonna, and I also don't want to be, I don't want to like copy a design too much, which is my other problem with that first version is it's also just like a copy of a design, which I don't like. So I'm gonna come up with a paper designed, and I will be right back. I lied, we're gonna do some design conceiving right now. So I kind of like, part of me really does like the, I'm just gonna take a permanent marker and see what like modifications I can make here. Part of me really does like the wrist shape, but I don't really love the, well, one, the width is too wide. I need something narrower because I don't feel like buying more interfacing. So I'm gonna do this guy here, and maybe the other thing too that I could do is I've been really loving like old like Regency era reticules. Something about that style is just like really cool to me, to like find a way to like really revamp that real quick. So I need my fabric scissors. Okay. So I'm gonna take, come on, baby. You got this. Come on. First off, I'm gonna cut these apart because I don't need this mock-up anymore. I'm not gonna do this mock-up. I'm gonna keep the pattern piece because I did like the idea of that shape. It was a really simple shape to do. And if you just put some interfacing in between, like like a lining layer and a self layer, you could easily have a nice little wrist bag for, I don't know, activities. It looks like something you could carry like yarn in if you're like a knitter, or if you're like me, you want to like find a way to take embroidery places. So I'm just cutting it off along the seam alliance just so that I don't have to cut through all that bulk. I think today's video is just going to be me learning to design in real time. So there is something really enticing about having like a literal reticule that I like make to look like some sort of flower. Okay. All right, my paper scissors are behind you. I also got this new thing at the hardware store for like picking up pins and stuff. Clutch, absolutely wonderful. Let me know if you want to see a video of like sewing things you can get at the hardware store, because that was a really helpful trip. It's where I get my like fabric pattern paper whenever I want something kind of with a good amount of like heft to it, so I can like cut through and everything and it doesn't feel like it's going to be torn upon me first picking it up or anything. So I tend to get like, it's meant to be like drop paper for construction, but I find that it really works great for pattern paper if you don't mind not being able to see through it. It's like $15 for like 100 feet by 26 inches. Also, the price didn't really go up from when I first bought it. The last time I bought one was like pre-COVID. I just wanted to stock up because I had to go to the hardware store for something else anyway. And it was, yeah, really great. I love that stuff. So let me know if you want to see a video where you can, about sewing stuff, like supplies that you can get at specifically like the hardware store, and I will happily take you along for that ride. So part of me is like, when it comes to like the reticule style, is like really inspired by like Art Nouveau, like 20s, 30s, really flowing, like feminine, but not like, there's like a earthiness to it. So I might take some inspiration from that and come up with a design. So I'm like looking at the bottom of this and it kind of reminds me of like a leaf. And because my fabric is this like deep green color, I think a leaf is like a good place to start for inspiration. So let me see. I do have some size limitations to meet. So I do just want to like accommodate that. And the idea of having like a lantern style reticule kind of sounds really appealing. We're not going to care about angles today. We're just going to vlog live on air. Okay, so that's one side. I'm gonna move my measuring sticks around somewhere. Okay, I grab a smaller permanent marker. And like, I should say that I'm like not a handbag designer by any stretch of the imagination. But I've been finding that this has just been like a really great journey. And I kind of love this like sharp points at the bottom. I think that's what I'll do. I'll make like a little leaf bag and I'll just like, that sounds fun. Maybe I'll put a little bug or a little frog on it. That would be so cute. Okay. Okay, so let me, is that a good size? I do want it to look like a leaf though. Maybe if because I'm narrowing it, all right, let's look at some leaves together. And don't mind the fact that there's, like I said, we're not editing. We're gonna try something new here. I'm gonna look up leaves. Maybe I can do inspiration from like a specific leaf. Just like a, maybe if I put in Art Nouveau leaf. I'm just using Pinterest. I'm not using anything fancy. Okay, so their leaves are like a lot thinner, but I do love like the undulating shapes of it all. Oh man, oh my God. That's the thing about designing, is that it's kind of, this is something that I feel very like new and inexperienced with, but it's like kind of fun. Oh, wait a second. What is this? I got it. I got it. We are gonna do a bag shaped like a little lily pad. Yeah. Oh my God, I'm so pumped. Okay. So I'm gonna do that. So let me grab another piece of paper. And don't worry, this won't go in the trash. It will go into, I have like a big thing of paper scraps for when I'm drafting patterns, so. And then what I can do is line them so that I can put a little drawstring around the tops of them and use that to hold it. Ah! Okay, cool. So, let's see. Okay. So I'm gonna fold this one in the half because everything is, I'm gonna try to make it as symmetrical as possible. And I'm just gonna do this by eye. Yeah, I'm gonna do this by eye. Pardon me, you are on my ironing pad that I need to remove. Oh, a great hack if you wanna like iron on your sewing table and you're too lazy to pull out the ironing board that's literally right next to you off camera, ironing pad. Yeah, I had to have this to iron something for an acting class. Don't ask too many questions. And it turns out it worked great for that. So I've been using it in my sewing room ever since. Probably one of the better investments I've had. Let me just actually adjust the camera since I am constantly looking down. So we're just gonna be up here. You can see all the projects I have to work on. There's like a, like I said, I'm making like a slip dress. So I took an old slip dress that I have already made just to kind of get a reference. And then some tulle fabric that got recycled from a wedding dress that I need to work on. So let's see, we're gonna do, I wish I had like a nice big round ruler, but okay. And real quick, I'm just eyeballing my seam allowance. I've gotten really good at eyeballing around 1/2 inch from things. So that's all I'm doing. This is more like 3/8 of an inch, but that's fine. I'll just make a note that it's 3/8. That has been like one of the things I've really appreciated about learning to draft patterns, is learning how to estimate things in terms of like seam allowance. It's been really nice to learn that. So, okay. All right, so that's the pattern that I kind of guesstimated, and that's what it looks like complete. I just want to double check to make sure, because here's the important thing about making a bag. My phone should fit, right? So if I can get my phone from wherever I left it, here, I'm working on that phone case still, so. Okay. Okay, I think, yeah. Oh, I love her. I think that'll fit, that and my keys and like a lipstick or something. And then let me make a notch here. Two in the fold. And then let me just realign this guy up. Okay, so Of these layers, I'm gonna have an organza layer that will have all of the beading and embellishment on it. And then I'll need 2 of those, 1 for each side. Then the self-lining, which is a recycled like polyester satin I got from a pillowcase, that I'm gonna need 4 of because it'll be myself and my lining. And then I'm going to interface both of those with this like heavyweight interface, fusible interfacing, which I think should fit. Perfect. That was like the concern about that. It was just kind of like too big. Fits everything I need. It is possible that I might have to look into some stabilizing things because I do want it to be nice and sturdy. And that way I now have like an idea of the design that I would want to do with it. So I'll need some like drawstring tassel or something like a green cording or something of that nature. That could be cool. Then I could put like a little lily on one of it or put like a little frog on it. I don't know, it's so whimsy. It's such whimsy. Okay, so yeah, that's the design for that. So stay tuned as I keep making more of this stuff. Yeah, thank you so much for tuning on in. I hope this works for you. Let me know what you think about this style of little baby vlog. And if you like it, then I'll keep doing it. I'm just really loving just like yapping with you about it. So yeah, let me know.